anyway. So
I got you. No problem. You know you can.
Yeah.
I don't hold everybody. All right. Yes, we are here. We're live. If you haven't seen us before, you're going to see us now. We are the Beard Gang, the Atlanta Falcons Beard Gang. I am C Double. Below me is the other host. He is the host with the mostest, the big prosecutor, the one, the only, Mr. Ladarius Brown. And then I got my guy, my Mr. Negotiator, Mr. Trade Guru himself, Ron Thomas, and work at the PR firm to make sure everything is awesome. That is Mr. T. Will in the house.
Everything is awesome.
You know it. All right. So, guys, welcome. We've been having some great wins, and we've been celebrating the wins. We keep it real. And my heart went out because I saw the Falcon faithful out there marching in the streets of New Orleans. And, I even saw Big Low, sashaying and everything, doing his swag thing. I guess I thought he was also trying to impersonate Ric Flair as a robot. I didn't know, but it's all good. Mr. Jack Spade with the flag. And I'm going, man, this is beautiful. This is awesome. This is so much energy. Rivalry game. And the Falcons decided to not show up. They pulled a Jimmy Lake. They decided to, show up probably a half on. But anyway, Kirk Cousins sure didn't want to play in the first quarter. The offense just didn't even bother. 26 yards to 144. That's a real stat, by the way. I'm not making that up. So what I figured was today we have a watering hole. If you saw the screenshot, someone posted it. I wish I wrote the name down, but my God, thank you, because this might be the featured shot. It's the Falcon drinking because we need to drown our sorrows after what we had to see. So we're going to kind of, we're going to do this because I want to kind of have everyone's open takes, but also I'm going to bring this up too. Here's kind of the format today of the show, so we kind of know what's up. We're going to have some open discussions about who's really at fault at this game. All right. And how do you stay accountable when no one wants to be accountable? Also, how do you work or build a team when one avenue is shut down? So no trade deadline. There's no need to try to revisit that. All right. So we got to talk about picking up guys. I get it. We got how we're situated claim-wise. Terry also, I know, brings that up, and I know Ladarius can give us some help on that too. Ron told me Shaq Lawson's available from the Bills. Mm-hmm. So that's someone that we need to look at. Miami did sign the Seattle linebacker. That was brought up on Bleacher Report. So, and it's been confirmed on X. So I'm just letting y'all know that too. And look, we're talking Falcons, folks, but I will not be talking about this Arthur Blank thing that someone posted in our group chat. Because quite honestly, I don't know nothing about it. And quite honestly, that man's done plenty for the Falcons, United, and whatever else he's done. So we're going to, I don't know. That's how I say it. But first of all, we are still in first place. I'm going to say that first. We're 6-4. Yes, Tampa Bay is 4-6. Yes, New Orleans 3-7. Yes, Carolina's 3-7. That being said, now let's talk. The game against New Orleans. Who are y'all going to look at, and who are you calling out? By the way, the channel is C28. I want to also encourage anybody that wants to be on the chat it up. Like, hit it, and also subscribe, please. We'd like to get as many people as we can involved. So if you want to bring your comments in, maybe also after the hour mark, we can actually maybe invite some people in to talk with us. So with that being said, I've already done the introductions. Now I'm going to give myself a break. So we're going to start with T. Will, and it's going to go to Ron, to Ladarius. What did you think about the game? And who are you actually looking at as this is the guy I think if we didn't have this issue, we could have won this game? T. Will.
Okay. I think it's obvious because I've been talking with you guys we talk every day, so you guys already know who I think the villain is. The game, it could have gone either way. I felt like we came out there devoid of intensity. The Saints came out like it was their life, like their families were being held for ransom and they had to win this game. And they came out with that sort of urgency. And we came out like, well, hey, it's Sunday, guys. We're the Falcons. We're in New Orleans. Let's see what's shaking. And, we kind of picked it up, but I never really saw that sense of urgency. There was never that connectiveness. There was never that consistency. We just, we did not approach it with the same vigor, the same sense of urgency, the same vitriol as the Saints did. That's number one. As far as who the villain of this game is, quite candidly, it's cool. He probably needs to go back to the workshop and work out whatever's going on with his delivery.
Mm-hmm.
It is a mechanical issue. If you look back over the last 6 games, he's missed 50%. That's not even, that's not going to cut it in the NFL. So, he's going to have to go back to basics, go back to that delivery, rectify or work out whatever's going on. But in this case, if Koo makes all 3 of those field goals, we win this game. This is a totally different conversation. Were there other culprits and contributors to our defeat? By all means, there were, yes. Our offense was inconsistent. Our offense was spotty at times. Kirk fell a little bit too much in love with Mooney. In some instances, he's not open. And so, we could have done a better job at that defense. Hey, man, we gave up 17 points in the beginning, but as we normally do with Mr. Jimmy Lake, in the second half, we only gave up 3 points. And again, that's not counting the pass that Alvin Kamara dropped, whatever. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, that's my impression. And yeah, Koo is the villain. Who's next?
All right, Ron. Ron, you there? Let's see if Ron's there. I'm going to give him a few seconds. If not, I'm going to Ladarius. All right, Ladarius, go ahead, brother. You're on mute too, Ladarius.
Yeah.
Afternoon, Christy. Welcome to the Beard Gang. Go ahead, brother.
And I'll pass to C-Dub.
No. Oh, stop it. Go.
Anybody have an issue streaming to Facebook and or YouTube? Because I can't stream to anyone.
Oh, I'm actually looking as we're going, and I've been sharing a lot from YouTube, from the link of YouTube, but I don't see any issues just yet. Oh,
okay,
that's not where I wanted to go.
Yeah.
So all right. Okay. All right, so we're going to go with Ladarius and then Ron. Unless, Ron, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let Ron go. Come on. Tell us who the villain is.
Raheem Morris. And why I say Raheem Morris, because he knows Jimmy Lake never been in the NFL. He never been a defensive coordinator in the NFL. Yes, we got to Dak Prescott last week. That's because they had rookies on that offensive line. Then we look at this week, they had one rookie, and he had his way. He did everything he wanted to us to not get to the the cornball in New Orleans, the quarterback.
Oh, Derek Carr.
They protect Derek Carr like it was nothing. So I'm calling him out on it. it's about time you take over on the defensive play calling. You said you respect Dan Quinn, you respect all these players, all these head coaches, but remember, Dan Quinn took over on the defensive play calling the year we went to the Super Bowl. So don't you think it's about time you take over? They said you the defensive guy. They said you know everything about defense. Okay, time to step up.
All right. Ladarius, you ready?
Yep.
All right, go.
And we'll be right back. No.
That's the in-depth hold on. In-depth insight from Ladarius Brown.
The high pitch is a choice. It's a choice.
I'll try it better next time.
Listen, it's a good choice.
So do you want a soul deep voice next time?
Yeah. And Terry leaves when I start talking. So that's not surprised in that regard whatsoever. But what a surprise.
I was getting my water bottle and I didn't want you guys to see what's behind me. So anyway, go ahead, Johnny.
Yeah, no. It's just so coincidental that you could have got the water bottle when Ron was talking.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Okay.
I'm just saying. Oh, there's talks. Well, let me go get my water bottle.
Ladarius is the king of petty. Okay, if you guys don't know, Ladarius, I'm gonna start calling him KOP, King of Petty. Go ahead, KOP. What you got?
Hey, let's get some merch. We might sell some stuff. That's fine by me.
Hey, if we start selling, he gets the money. AKA Ladarius does.
You bet you bet I'm petty. Yeah, specifically against you, pal. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Ron's talking. Let me. Oh no, I don't need no water. I'm great. But there is. Well, let me go grab my water bottle real quick. Convenience. But anyway, that was the 2 minutes of pettiness. Here's the thing. Accountability always starts at the top. I'm not talking about Arthur Blank. I'm talking about from a football perspective. And Ron talked about it. It's for Raheem Morris. Accountability starts. It's a top-down process. So when I look at and if you look at the numbers, and people who know me, I love numbers. I love stats. The stats tell me Atlanta was the better football team.
Thank you.
In this football game. That's what the stats tell me.
Quite tasty.
But so now we're wondering, well, how did we lose? Well, Terry mentioned it. Listen, with Younghoe Koo, listen, if we hit even 2 of the field goals that he missed, we win the football game.
That's good.
Or we have a shot to win. We're in a position to win.
Right.
At that specific juncture in the game, I'll put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
So it starts there, but look, penultimately, it was between that and giving up big plays. We gave up big plays in our pass defense, and like I said, Derek, they had Marquez looking like Joe Horn out there, just looking open on big plays, and I'm sitting there going, we let that guy be open. But you're not going to see that on the stat sheet. You'll see the yards thrown, and you'll see that, but you won't see the impact in terms of the big plays in the stat sheet. So, while I'm not going to necessarily put that all on Jimothy Lake, even though it's very tempting to.
Jimothy Lake.
Yeah. The pettiness even continues. Yeah.
Jimothy.
And you had me on mute when I was talking too. But anyway. But. But to kind of, because I want to take out too much of the time here, my overall point is this game was within reach of winning, but here's the thing. Stop. Wow. Can we block that rope?
Hold on. I will show messages. I'm not ashamed to say it. But look, if we start doing this mudslinging, just know.
Mudslinging, sir. Mudslinging.
Hold on. No. I'm not calling what you're doing mudslinging. I'm just saying to Mr. Terry. If you're going to try to throw off Mr. Ladarius as he's speaking. Sir, I'm gonna have to call a personal foul on you, and we're gonna have to put you on the bench.
No,
I mean,
no,
I know,
no.
you know, and we can't do
I'll
that
keep
because
going.
I know people will get hurt.
Oh, come on. I'm just having fun with him.
Sure, Jimothy. Sure.
I'm just having fun with him. That's all it is.
Oh my God! Then you take your hat off. Now you're just trying to be distracting all the way around.
I'm not, man. It's hot in this sweater. That's why I turned the camera off.
This is what you've done when I
Well, just
talk.
take off all your clothes, bro, or at least that sweater.
Hey.
Look at Ron.
Whoa. You want to talk about me getting out of here? That's the way to do it.
This is a family show now.
No. Is that
We
what
don't need that in here.
No.
Yeah.
And we also got the enforcer, John Harris. So Ladarius.
Do-do-do.
Hey, now.
All right.
I told you it's gonna happen every time, John. It's gonna happen every
John,
time.
I'm gonna let Ladarius finish, but I wanted to clue you in on what we're talking about. Basically, who's the villain in this game? Falcons, New Orleans. Who's the guy that you're saying needs to wear the hat of, either I'm about to beat you with the 2x4 or however you want to hurt that person. You may give that punishment after Ladarius. Is that cool?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, cool.
It's fine. I've been distracted, enough by somebody else in this group.
You are going to finish, Ladarius.
Jimothy over here muted himself, got some water, took off his hat to try to distract me, all when I'm trying to talk. So you know what?
Distract you.
Sure, pal. Sure.
And then he wanted to take his shirt off for some reason. But look, I need you to finish, sir. I got people on this live wanting to hear what you have to say. Please.
That was a lie. That was a lie. No lies. No.
Not a lie. That's not a lie.
But no, but to kind of put a button on it, and like I it just goes back to overall. Listen, accountability always starts at the top. I cannot sit here. I can single out individual people. Yes, sure. But I'm not talking, like I said earlier, I'm not talking about Arthur Blank. I'm not talking about from a football perspective. This is a top-down process when it comes to accountability. Mm-hmm. And the problem is that, listen, we walked into a game that should have been winnable. That's the reality. And understand, listen, Dennis Allen got fired, and they got a little, a little something spice in the old jambalaya. Yeah, I get that. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact of the matter is this. We gave up big plays and a kicker whose only job, and listen, is to just make kicks. Had we made two of those three, we're talking about a victory Monday and a victory Tuesday instead of trying to figure out what's going wrong. Because like I said, the stats tell me that we were the better football team. But at the end of the day, listen, Raheem has to do it. It just boils down to you have to hold these guys accountable. And that goes right to what Ron was saying with Raheem Morris. He's the man in charge. He's the guy in front of the podium. He's the guy walking the sideline as the head football coach. He's got, that rah-rah stuff is not going to kick it. Yeah. People tell, oh yeah, we're still in first place. That's cool and great. That's fantastic. But that's not going to excuse what we saw in New Orleans. Because at some point, if we're trying to be serious about being, forget a playoff team, we're trying to be a Super Bowl team. That didn't look like a Super Bowl team. Hell, it didn't look like a playoff team that day. So back to you in the studio, C-Dub.
Okay. John, I gave you a little prep time. Go for it. I'm going to let you rip because I don't know if you've been able to speak on what you thought about this game. The Falcons, I would say showed up, but, they're like Jimmy Lake. We found out they like to show up late. So what did you think of the game?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Just want to make sure that I address everybody in the house before I, come in the house. This lies squarely on the offense. This is squarely on the offense. Your head coach, being interviewed, said once again the phrase that I fire coaches for: "We came out flat." How can you come out flat when you know, Raheem Morris, and I hope you've intimated to your coaches just how important hate week is, especially when you're going there. Your fans, Thursday through Sunday, come in your trap, take over your trap. We gonna whoop y'all behind. We gonna do this. We gonna do that. Marching up and down Bourbon Street, acting a fool, confident in the knowledge that the team had the ability to win the game. And you come out flat like that. And the offense never recovered. Interesting thing I found out upon examination of all of the stats, the Falcons held New Orleans to 5 3-and-outs in the second half, and they only scored 3 points in the entire second half.
Go, Jimmy. I'm
So
sorry.
I really can't castigate the defense about that, because they gave the Falcons offense every opportunity to take this game over and win it. They gave them every opportunity to win it. When they didn't, and I was looking at some of the passes that Kirk Cousins threw, and I've said this before, but I have to say it again because it was brought to my attention after I looked at the game. Does our offensive coordinator and our quarterback coach have the cojones, the bitters, the raw chitlins,
The bubble jets.
to hang his foot in Kirk Cousins behind on some of these throws he was making? Because, gentlemen, also now, you got to give this offensive line all the kudos in the world except for a couple of plays, because Kirk Cousins has had 4 seconds to make a decision as to where he's going to throw the ball. 4 freaking seconds. Matt Ryan just barely had 2.5. And 2.5 is enough for you to make a determination as to where you're going to throw the ball. So Kirk Cousins on that last interception, the drive that was supposed to take us down the field to either tie it up or win it, because it could have been another field goal. Could have been another field goal attempt. But on that drive, that made absolutely no sense, him forcing that ball in, because of the fact that he was staring at London and where he was getting ready to throw the ball. That was ridiculous. Somebody, I know if Parcells was here, if Belichick was here, they'd be hanging foot in rear end about even throwing that throw. If they didn't see it on the monitor, if they didn't spot it during the game, definitely in the film session, they would be hanging foot in his behind, because Kirk Cousins, and I'm just gonna tell you, he's in love with his arm. He think he can throw that 95-mile-an-hour fastball and stare at the receiver. And Honey Badger was looking right dead at him. And he just came and took it. Plus the fact, Raheem Morris, if I was head coach, because I remember the last time when we got ripped off for a call in the Kansas City game, Raheem Morris said, after he was asked, what did you think about that call? He said, I love my money. Well, I wouldn't have loved my money that week, because the Atlanta Falcons receivers were being mugged out there in the first quarter.
Yeah, they were.
They were not, and the officials weren't calling anything.
Yeah.
They would have thrown me out of the game, because I'd have got some of that days of work red brown mule chewing tobacco, mixed it up with some onions and garlic, and just chewed. And then when I started talking to that official, he'd have looked like he'd had a beard on his face by the time I got through. Because that didn't make no sense for us to get tore all up with these penalties. And, the announcers were saying it was sticky coverage. Okay, all right. I'll show you what some sticky coverage is. We'll start playing that longest yard football until the official decides to get himself straight. So all in all, this was a game where, once again, we beat ourselves. The New Orleans Saints didn't beat us. We beat ourselves once again. And we are becoming the kings of self-flagellation. We just like to beat ourselves. You usually pay people for S&M. The Falcons have made a way where you can do it to yourself.
Wow!
What
Wow!
the hell is going on?
How did
By
we get
God.
S&M?
By the way, yes, we are a family show, by the way. And yes, what in the world, Bo? Wish I could come on, but I'm at the airport. Now, Big Low, be careful. I heard they were trying to run you out of New Orleans. So be strong. Smack them if you have to. No S&M, though, because, John took care of that for us. All right.
Went from self-flagellation to S&M. Wow. 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 Okay.
I love you, John.
Wow.
All right. By the way, big ups. Congratulations to Winston. He asked his lady to propose. He proposed to his lady. She said yes. So I want to say that would happen this past Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. So good on Winston. Miss Thornton, or soon to be Thornton. Hope everything goes well. So
congratulations.
Yep, Big
Congrats.
Low. And all right, now Big Low. I'm going to start my soliloquy like this. I was hyped for this game because, you're going against your rival. I want y'all to know that. You're going against your rival. So what does that usually mean? You want to beat the snot out of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I wrong? I mean, I'm just asking.
Or the flagellation.
You're right.
You can beat
All right. Yeah.
too. See,
All right.
You can beat
Yeah, what in the world? So now, Big Low, I got to say this, though. So Saturday, I saw the Falcon Rise Up tour, and they were waving the flag. I saw people dance. I saw Big Low doing the robot or shucking or trying to do this. I don't even know what Big Low's doing, but he was doing something. All right, I love Big Low. All right, he but Big Low, big men in the parade, we don't really need to be wearing stuff that make us sweat. Try to wear a little light, colors so you don't feel, don't burn up yourself. All right, because he no. He was telling Roni that she even said he was sweating like a storm. So I'm trying to help. See, Terry, I'm a host that likes to help people. I want to make sure we are having hygiene. Big Low has a lovely wife, and I know how she don't want no big sweaty man on her. She wants her husband looking clean and fresh and clean.
What is going on with this show today?
I have no idea.
If we had any rails, we done lost them rails.
Onions. I have
Look,
no idea what the
I'll talk. I did not interrupt y'all. Let me speak. I'm the.
Wait,
Time out.
I was interrupted by Terry, so that means I had to interrupt somebody.
Well, yeah, you can interrupt me because you're the host. So you're also the host. So I got you. Don't worry.
My
All
apologies. Back to you.
You good. All right. So, yeah. So, but what I was saying was, all this, man, Jack Spade, waving the flag, everyone was so into it. Pastor Troy was there. He's doing a little dance, shimmy. And there were, over 300 to 400 people at this thing. Mm-hmm. Man, they showed up with energy, with passion, with the love of the Falcons. And the Falcons couldn't show up with any. Because we had Rah Rah Kiki Radio Rah. Oh, it's on, guys. Oh, look at me. Oh, look at me. Oh, we don't show up till halftime. Oh, we got this. Oh, we got this. Smile, swag. Come on, Kurt. Yeah. Smile. Have that smile on. That is what he did. He did not take this game seriously whatsoever. You could tell by the actions in this game. You could tell, I'm sorry, this is a rivalry game. This is a game that we can't stand those bloody ain'ts. Hold on. We've got confirmation, Terry. from Big Low Country himself. I ain't gonna lie. I was sweaty, though. And it wasn't sexy sweaty either. So, he got my back. Big men, rise up. Thick boys, rise up. Anyway.
Don't let me cross over.
So
I feel Ladarius is biased. I'm just saying. I don't feel love from Ladarius.
Define bias. I'll let you know if you're right or not. Define bias.
All right. So my feeling is this. I felt like this whole game felt off. You know, John was talking about it. And by the way, we can talk about the defense. If you really want to be honest, the defense did what the defense always does. All right? They go through, although Radio Raw, I don't think he was as cool as Raw. You're probably right, Terry. I'm not going to argue. So if you look at this, Jimmy Lake, they did what they usually do. Blow coverages, look bad, everyone can score, everyone can convert, and then they shut down. And the second half. And that's usually because we got Jerry Gray, Raheem, and all the other coaches looking at Jimmy Lake going, we're going to put you in the circle and we're going to beat you up if you don't go with our changes. And all of a sudden, Jimmy Lake's a brilliant mind, but can't ever figure this out in the first half. There's something there. We'll talk about that after I'm done here. But honestly, this is on Raheem. You could go on Koo. Did he miss you 9 points? Yes, but you kicked 4 field goals. When, honest to God, if you kept running the ball, Pitts was open, Bijan was open, Tyler was open, but you were trying, what was it? One of our receivers, not Drake, but I want to say it was Mooney, had over 10 targets, but only 5 catches. Those targets could have went to some other guys. Mooney, look, I like Mooney. You want to get him going. You also have other guys. This was a game for the running game. You guys, as well as I did, saw Bijan running, and there was no answer. Tyler started coming in. The last drive where you're gashing up over 10-plus yards a time, they get to the 40, and then they want to go 3 rides, and we're going to throw the ball deep. Raheem had to look at Zach and go, what are we doing? This is where I need a coach to be a coach. Look, and you know what? We're going to need games like this where we need to get humbled. But I don't want to get humbled by my freaking rival because they're the baghead ain'ts. You could have gotten 5-0, and we could have been ha-ha, kiki about our division. But nah, here we are, thumbs up our asses going, damn, I didn't expect us to get our ass whooped. Nah, me either. That Derek Carr looked better than Kirk Cousins. And by the way, folks, you know all that media talk you wanted? Well, guess what? They're not going to keep giving. Now they're looking at you as, the Falcons? Yeah, they're not that good. They're probably pretenders. And honestly, Berto did an article about, are we a pretender or contender? This game proved or showed him we're more contender or pretender than we are contender. Because we came in there taking the game lightly and did not go after them. So now here's the question I have. Let's go to Koo. He missed 3 field goals, so it's 6 points, 1 block. I know, but here's what I want to ask: what is your plan of attack for Koo? I have mine, but I want to go around the horn. We're going to start with Ladarius, Terry, John, Ron. Okay, and then I'll hit it at the end. So, or I'll back clean up. So Ladarius, head up.
So what do you want me to cover, specific or any?
I mean, what should be the plan of attack for at least Koo? Because people are mad. Some people want to get rid of him. Some people want to work with him. Some people want to give him milk and cookies. Hold on. Sorry. Some people want to give milk and cookies and coddle and hug him. Certain people wearing an A hat, maybe. I can't figure out who, but
Yeah, the A is really appropriate. The A is really
God,
appropriate.
come
But this is a
on.
family show. It's a family show. We can't spill out the rest of that A.
Wow.
So I think we're well over our PG rating so far.
You know what?
So
I object to this treatment. I'm just saying.
this ain't a trial, pal. It's not a trial, pal.
Man.
Yeah, just sushi by somewhere and let everybody. Yeah, we'll take it from here. When it comes to Koo, to be honest, it's one of two things. Because at some point, I'm not saying cut him outright, but what I'm also saying is that look, we can't afford him to keep having the games that he's having. Because now we're talking wins and losses now. Like if he was missing it and we were still winning football games, this wouldn't even be a topic of conversation.
What?
If he was missing like look what the kicker for the Niners did. Like I think he missed the same about a couple of field goals, but he made the one that counted in the end. So I'm not ready to put Koo out the door, but listen, we can't simply afford to have performances like that down the stretch. Because listen, at the end of the game sometimes does boil down to special teams. And I think something John alluded to is that, hey, on that drive, listen, we were probably going to drive in position to kick a field goal. So the question is, the question is more about confidence. Do we have confidence in Koo enough? And more importantly, even when Koo was talking about it, Koo was just as calm and he took accountability when he was asked about, his performance. He didn't blame, he didn't point the finger. He knew what he did. And he knew that he felt bad as a team player that he put his team in that position to lose. So nobody probably feels no worse in the world than Younghoe Koo right now, given that situation. So I'm not ready to dismiss him, but what I'm saying is that it has to be something to look out for because look, we can't. It's not like he's missing 60-yarders. He's missing things that he looked very comfortable with hitting early on in his career. From 40, 45 yards and whatnot. So I'm just saying, if it keeps trending this way, then Raheem needs to have a conversation with the special teams coach, and we have to figure out a plan from there. Like, what do we do? Because we know he's great, but at what expense are we willing to keep him on this football team if he keeps performing at the level he's playing?
All right, go ahead, T. Will.
Yes, sir. So look it. I don't.
Can
know.
we please block that guy? Because that guy's comments is really distracting.
These comments. I don't know who keeps doing it. I don't know.
I know who it is. The prosecutor knows who it is, so don't worry about it. No. That's just another charge on the sheet. That's all that is.
Oh wow!
Accomplice.
America. Anyway, yeah. So in all seriousness, I talked with a kicker buddy of mine, and he said that when you're talking about delivery, there are a couple of things that are important. Number one is your plant foot, right? The ball snaps. Whatever, you got to keep your head down. You got to make sure your hips don't pull forward. That's very important. He said, but where your plant foot is probably the most important. And looking at Koo and this delivery that he's been doing probably for a year and a half, he appears to be running up to kick the ball. It's almost like he's trying to generate velocity so he can kick it further, but it doesn't look like that plant foot is really setting. And the problem with that is he doesn't know where it's going, right? So if it's me for Koo, I'm going to get him working with his kicking coach, whoever he's comfortable with, our kicking coach, and let's get back to basics on this delivery, right? A kicker's delivery is like a batter's swing, right? Things can get out of whack with it. Now, normally you don't see that because normally guys don't make radical changes, especially in the middle of a season. But in this instance, since this cost us a game, I agree with Ladarius 100%. This can't happen again. This cannot happen again. I don't care what you guys want to say it. I love Koo. He cost us the game. Point blank, period, with the T, as the young folks say, period. He cost us the game. I'm trying to be relevant here with the young folks. Sorry, trying to broaden my.
Oh no, we see the effort, but
trying to be relevant. But no,
are you trying to be in like Flynn? Yo,
you got more effort than Jimmy Lake did calling our defense.
All Jimmy Lake hate, man. It's gotta stop, guys.
I haven't brought the man's name up. I said you're doing a great job doing whatever it is you're doing. You know, big upping and whatnot. Yeah, go ahead, finish your speech.
Jeez, man.
Big upping everybody around here.
He's calling HR guys tomorrow, and I'm reporting Ron and C-Dub, and I'm not going to report Ladarius right now because I have.
But what you're saying is that you're going to do it. Okay, cool.
Right. But
yeah, see you 6 a.m., pal.
Making this environment uncomfortable. I'm just saying.
You not knowing how old I was made me uncomfortable, and that's why I filed against you.
Come on, I gave you a compliment. Like, most of us.
No, I don't know, yo. Tell me.
No, well, I mean,
tell me.
Guys, I need you to focus. Let's focus, please.
All right, what the hell was I talking about? Okay, no, seriously. Get Koo, get him with a coach. Let's get back to basics. That would be my approach. It's kind of a little late in the season to sign a guy off the streets, and I honestly don't think we're going to find somebody. I think if he gets back to basics, he should be okay. Those are my thoughts. I talked way too long. Ronnie! I'm sorry, it's not my place to do that. C-Dub. I'm on the wrong damn show. My bad.
Hold on. So you want me to swap over so you can?
And that's my.
Hold on, folks.
I'll see you tomorrow on the wrestling show.
Guys.
No, I'm still in the middle of this. I'm not comfortable at all. I'm going to HR now because I'm literally in the middle of this. I don't like it.
Hold on. We're gonna do it right. I promise. I'm sorry. There you go.
Now you're just trying to appease me. Just switch it back.
Go ahead, Ron. Speak.
Ron, go ahead, buddy.
I will bring in Blankenship. If y'all know anything about Blankenship, he played for Georgia, and he was 75% accurate all the time. And
you say 75% accurate all the time?
All the time.
I'm sorry, that was funny.
Hey, Ron, what the hell is it? What are y'all drinking today? Like, Jesus.
Well, I drank it. I try to get field goals and not messing with your hoe, too.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Ron, I love you. 75%, but he guarantees to make them all. I love you, Ron.
In America, I love you guys.
The reason I came up with him because he a free agent. He to put pressure on your young Hoku to get the unstarted kicker in the NFL. So it sounds like a win-win to me. And it would be competition to get the best out of both of them. See, I feel like we had not put no competition behind him to get the best out of Cool. We said, yeah, he to get it done. And then when he missed it, we be like, oh, what the fuck? Nah, they're running competition. If he want to keep his job, he will keep get those field goals. So,
okay.
All
right. Go ahead, John, Mr. Dark with Mr. Batman. What you got, brother?
Oh man, yeah, it has gotten dark, man. That daylight savings time, man, has messed me
Yeah,
up.
yeah, you gotta watch out back there.
Yeah, 6 o'clock, and it's. I guess my parole, goes back an hour too. Anyway,
Oh,
Oh my!
Um,
But Jesus,
I am a person that does not want to see the field goal kicker on the field, period, except kicking extra points.
yeet.
That's the way I am. When you settle for 3, when you could have had 7, and you can point to a couple of plays as to where you could have had 7 and you settled for 3, there's no celebration for me. Yeah, you put some points on the board, but the offense's job is to put the maximum amount of points on the board per possession that they can. That's their job. They're not supposed to be just going out there. Okay, well, we gonna settle for 3, or we play for 3 when we have the time to get 7. And I've seen coaches, Falcons coaches, I've seen even Belichick, various other people, they do that. Okay, and that might be a coach's mentality, but for me, I want 7 points. If the trend starts going toward people going for 8 points with the 2-point conversion, get in on the action. Okay, don't be a bystander. Get in on the action. Now, I kind of agree with T. Will because there's something obviously wrong.
Oh, yeah.
So when something's obviously wrong, you got to go back to ABC 1, 2, 3. Are you doing basic things in your lead up to actually kicking? Are you following through whatever it is that you need to do? I'm not a kicking expert, but when it's a home run or hitting slump, you have to go to ABC 1, 2, 3 to make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do in order to get out of it. Go back to the basics. And I think that type of concentration is definitely going to be needed. And this week is going to present a special challenge because you're going to be kicking at a mile high, possibly.
Yeah.
Thin air.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I'm saying right now, the Falcons should have left today going to Denver. They should have left today so that they can get acclimated to the conditions, go out there, wallow in the grass, drink the water, run up and down, get your body acclimated to the height, to the thin air, whatever. Because see, this is a different animal than going to New Orleans. This is a different animal than going to Carolina or to New York or someplace.
Yeah.
You are a mile high. I remember the Denver Nuggets used to take folk out there and just run them until their tongues were hanging out their mouth because of the air. So crew's going to have to get prepared. The team is going to have to get acclimated for this game coming up. And like I said, T. Will, I agree with what he's saying about, going back to ABC 1, 2, 3, because it is kind of late, and the monies that you have right now, this money is for emergencies. This money is for emergencies now. For people who, somebody might get hurt or something may happen, and you don't want to spend a draft pick, find a free agent out there who can possibly suit your needs for a few games in order to get you over the hump until the man comes back, and possibly it may be for the rest of the year that person may be playing for you. So, and plus the fact, kickers being the way that they are, there's not a lot of concentration on kickers. They just like tissue paper. Throw it away, and I don't need it no more. And that's basically the life of kickers. It's about to get like that with running backs. Matter of fact, it was like running backs. But they found prominence back in the NFL again. And I wanted to ask C-Dub.
Yeah.
Are you guys? We're gonna discuss those 4 downs to make a touchdown down at the goal line because see, that really
Ooh,
chafed me.
are you gonna? Well, are you mentioning the ones talking about when they were giving it to Algier, the first three,
Yeah.
and then they found?
Yeah.
Okay, I actually do want to talk about that, but I was gonna kind of give it a little time after we got to this
Okay.
one.
I just wanted to know because I
No,
definitely
I'm glad you reminded me. Actually, so that's pretty interesting there. All right, so look, all right, you good, or you want me to? Are you, John? I didn't mean to interrupt you if I did.
Oh no! I asked a
Okay.
question.
Right, cool.
A question, and usually when
All
you
right.
ask a question, you wait for an answer, unless it's rhetorical.
No, I got you. Well, first of all, I want to make it very clear. All right. First of all, apparently April Thomas cannot find Jimmy Lake,
Oh wow.
and now April hates Jimmy Lake too, I guess. And
Good.
now
Good.
I am a man. And by the way, Ladarius, something has come to my attention about your comments getting ignored, sir. If you put a comment on the comment board, I will bring it up and read it.
No,
as such.
but we don't. Okay, you know what? Listen, what we're not going to
I'm
do
just
here.
saying. I'm just saying. You're
What
my
we're not-
host.
No,
I can't ignore you.
No, I'm interrupting you now. No. See, what we're not going to do on this lovely evening is this. There will be no heel turns on my watch. I know the man with the big A hat over there is it's just like the man with the yellow hat with curious. Yeah, listen, we're not doing that.
All right, but we don't want to kill him over, so just let me go ahead and hit this.
We were putting comments in two different spots, so I'm just saying. We talked about accountability.
I got you. No, I was just saying if you, I wanted to say if you put in the comment here and you want me to post, I would.
No,
I would never.
On a live stream.
You are my host. How would I do that to you? You are
Petty.
my buddy, my compadre. Look, April keeps commenting, and I put her comments on there. And you're right about Denver. I woke up 3 times last year. It takes a while with the extra oxygen to adjust the altitude. Don't leave. Stop it. Can't turn heel on me. You better bring him back because this is your problem now. All right. So he's back. Good. I almost had to fire Terry. All right. So, and I don't even pay him. All right. So my thoughts on Koo is this. It's kind of what Terry said and everybody else said. And give me a second. Okay. He loves. Oh, look, Ladarius. I don't want you to think this is mismatch here. Terry loves you.
See, now you're trying to rub in what you said earlier.
I'm not rubbing it in. I'm trying to let you know you get comments too.
I'll post a comment in the chat. Whatever. Just continue what you're going to say. It's dark outside here. I can barely see myself with a light on, and I'm going to deal with this.
All right. So my thoughts are this. Koo, you missed 3 field goals. That's 9 points. 1 got blocked. Big whoop. Okay. So it's still 9 points. Now, what I'm doing is I'm doing what Don was talking about and what T will. Making sure his kick is, kick. All right? Because I really don't want to spend money right now. Let's see how it is after the bye week. Because, let's see what he does in Denver. But I can't get over the people that want to try to tell me, well, we need to nourish him. We need to take care of him. We can't expect him to do stuff. Milk and cookies time. Arthur, didn't you see Arthur Blanks? He patted him on the tummy and then on the shoulder and said, it's okay, buddy. Yeah, and Arthur Blanks pushed Michael Vick in a wheelchair. And tell me how that ended for him. Can I remind people, please? Yeah, I'll get there. And you know what? If I was somebody next to Arthur, I'd be like, dude, don't. Sometimes your owner needs to not do stuff. And that's, John would tell you. John would be like Bill Parcells. He probably would tell, the owner would tell, the coach would tell the owner, don't you come on my field and do that crap. John, am I lying?
You ain't told no lie yet.
Okay, see? Lie detector told me I ain't lying. All right? So my thing is this. Accountability. You got to
1 foot over the rail.
Well, don't put the other foot on the rail now. All right. I'm trying to make you feel good about me. All right. So now.
Too late.
Damn it. All right.
I was on the top rope.
I'll give you the hot tag, John. I know you want to go in. All right. Now, everyone wants to talk crap about how the Falcons are that it's the defense. It's the defense. Look, I'm not going to argue that the defense clap cheeks more often than not. Okay?
Pause.
And whatever. They
No
give
Diddy.
up the booty. All right? No Diddy.
Oh my God!
All right. Now, here's what I'm going to ask. Because this is expected out of Jimmy Lake. We all talk about it. He'll give up points and what's called. Then in the second half, he's like this great defensive guru. He comes up with all these magical adjustments. So now the question is, if you could give me some more. Well, I was eating it, but I was eating it. But I'm hosting a show. All right. So married life, fantastic. All right, yeah. I'll get beat later for saying that because she doesn't even watch these. But anyway, so, but John. This is where I'm going to bring you in, and I'm going to go reverse because I kind of want to hear your thoughts too. The offensive coordinator, I felt Zach Robinson did a disservice for the team with the play calling. But, man, it almost felt like everything was panic. And this is where if you want to bring up the 4-down play where, thank God, Bijan was able to let the linebacker go by him. And, Bijan may be a better goal line runner, by the way, than Algier. Just saying. John, I'm going to allow you after I talk to Ladarius about his vacation request. Go ahead, John.
Wait a minute, Ladarius, you need a union steward?
No, not yet. We don't get paid for this mess.
Well,
well,
me and John are having a conversation.
So when you said go over vacation request, man, that flashed me back to work. I always had to get union stewards for folk when we started talking that. Sunday's loss was both Kirk Cousins and the offensive coordinator. Last night, and I'm going to subscribe to it myself because Tidy has shown me that it's an invaluable tool. It's the game film.
Mm-hmm.
We looked at the game film last night on those 4 downs at the goal line.
This is really good.
Thank you.
And it demonstrated to me, now I already been saying this myself, but it demonstrated to me without a shadow of a doubt that we need a fullback. We need a fullback for those goal line to go situations, because if you were to take a look at the film, or you can go back and look at the actual broadcast, New Orleans was in a traditional goal line defense. 3 linebackers, linemen all the way across the board for the first 3 downs. They changed into 11 on the line for the Bijan Robinson run. Bijan tries to go. It looks like he took a step up the middle and darts and dives to the outside across the goal line where there was a cornerback there. So he actually met a cornerback, took him on into the end zone with him. But they were trying to run Tyler Algier straight up Peachtree Street 3 times. And no, I'm not going to say that. There was something that I wanted to say, but I'm not going to say that. I'll say it on my show because, and I want to respect your platform, but
Brother, you can say whatever you want, John. You are fam here.
Well, now, listen, we lost that PG running a long time ago, John.
Yeah,
I know.
I threw it away a long time ago. You're good.
Yeah, I know, but
It's mostly-
I don't get Disney money. I promise
My-
you.
John,
my conscience.
we lost that just like Jimmy Lake lost the defense this past week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the offensive line collapsed 3 times in different ways. If you were to take a look at the game film, you will see that the offensive line collapsed 3 times in 3 different ways. People were giving up too much ground. Where the hole was supposed to be, you didn't get enough push. And see, that's why I need that fullback. That's why I need that fullback. It doesn't make sense to me to line up with 3 tight ends on the end of the line, have your running back start 7, 8, 9 yards in the backfield, try to get a running start, and try to find a hole. There's supposed to be a hole knocked open with your offensive lineman and your running back, so that he just keeps running straight toward that hole. If he gets stopped there, hey, you tried going the other way. But to have people just lined up all on the line of scrimmage, and that those tight ends, 1 or 2 of them having to come back around and get in front of blockers, that takes time. That takes time. And man, the way that the linebackers were shooting into the gaps and sometimes whipping their men, because it was one sequence, I'm trying to think, it was 2nd down or 3rd down, where the defensive lineman grabbed what's his name right beside McGarry. Because he was in and out. That wasn't Mayfield. That was whatever his name was. He grabbed him, threw him to the side, and then had time to grab Algier. So when you need that yard, me,
Yeah.
Don Terry Poe, give me Stinky McFatty, give me Toulouse-Lautrec, whoever it is, the biggest man you got. Put him on the line behind, even if you want to put a 400-pound lineman at quarterback and you're going to quarterback sneak it, you go full maximum overdrive heavy on a goal line situation. On 1st down, you don't wait till 3rd down. You do it and get it done at 1st down. And see, we're trying to be, from what my impression is, we're trying to still be too finesse. We're trying to still be too cute, too artistic.
Yeah.
When you're trying to paint a house with
A stencil.
you're trying to, man. Sometimes you need to get a roller, a real paintbrush. You need to get a hammer. If you want to bust up some rocks, bust it up with a real hammer. Go, overkill. But that's the way that I saw it. That's the way that I saw it.
All right, cool. All right, Terry, you still with us?
I am with you. Yes, I am.
Go ahead and tell. What do you think about the play calling? And because I feel like the offense deserves some. We need to look at the offense, because I think the offense was, to be honest, I thought the defense gave the offense enough chances, and I felt like our offense was really messing us up. So, what do you think?
Well, Brother John touched on something.
Yes, he did.
Earlier comments, and that was the Falcons receivers were getting mugged. And New Orleans is known for that. They are known for being really physical, but there's a difference between physical and pushing and holding, and a lot of that they were doing, and they weren't calling it. So what I felt like probably should have happened is there should have been probably some drags and or slants, because those are typical man beaters.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Especially in 3rd down situations. You could have done that. As far as, running 3 or 4 times or whatever, I agree with John as well. Look, at first and foremost, it's the offensive line. Your only job is to kick the guy's ass in front of you, right? We didn't do that in that instance, but, if we're going old school, that's your job. Your job is to kick the guy's ass in front, to maul him. Whatever you got to do to knock his ass back so your guy can get in 1-2 yard, whatever. Right? We didn't do that in that instance. So I agree with him. If you got to bring in a big ass offensive lineman and put him at fullback to block, that's what you got to do. And really, to be honest with you, Bijan kind of created that touchdown on that last play because, to John's point, he did kind of jump out to the left, find the cornerback, and knock him back. So I would agree with that. The other thing that hurt us, though, was the offensive line on that last series. That sack really, aside from Koo, that last sack really took away the game. Because once you're back there, it's 2nd and 28 or 3rd and 28 at that point. You're not going to get all of it back. So now, it's 20 seconds left. You throw for a 3rd down pass. I think it's like 12 or 15 seconds left. Even if you complete something, you got to get a first down. And if you get the first down, it's not going to matter anyway if you run out of time. So that sack really hurt us. We got away from the run a little bit. I can say I agree with you, C-Dub. The offense kind of let us down, basically.
Yeah. I mean, and that's why, look, as much, yes, we talk about the defense. Yes, we will always talk about defense. But there are times the offense this was a game that the offense could have carried this team for the win. So, Ladarius, you there? All right, there he is.
Yeah.
Look at that superstar.
I want to make sure Terry's done. I don't want to get interrupted again. So.
Oh, wow.
He's gonna grab
Can't
another.
You feel the love? Can't you feel the love?
He's gonna grab another water bottle while I'm talking.
Oh, wow.
Go ahead, Ladarius.
Yeah. Listen, I want to echo them. Both of you gentlemen are on point, but something that John said that was interesting is a fullback. The art of the fullback makes a huge difference. And listen, one of the teams that still kind of utilizes is the 49ers, the way they use Kyle Juszczyk. And the way they kind of use him kind of as a blocker and kind of go out there in the flat, not all the time. But I would kind of like to, I think we had back in the day like Ovi Mugale, I probably mispronounced the name, but.
No, but you're right though, Ovi. So I do kind of miss the kind of the fullback kind of feel. Because this feels like a team with our run game. If we kind of had like that kind of like a fullback, it would feel better. And listen, as far as the running game, we threw it 38 times and ran it 32. Kirk Cousins had 38 pass attempts and we ran it 32 times. And this is going to be an issue because listen, Bijan's Bijan. But at some point, and like to your point about the offense, it's the mistakes late in the game that cost us. It's like I believe we had one timeout left, I believe, on that final drive, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not entirely sure. So when Kurt took that, I think when he took that sack, we had to use that last timeout. So now we're trying to drive down the field, potentially get into field goal range. So it just boils down to go back. We can be balanced. We know. Listen, Kurt could throw it 40 times a game, sure. But when you have a dynamic duo, when you have Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier in your backfield, and then you see the way that the run game is progressing, why shift away from it? Because it's just concerning to me to that extent where look, like Zach, if you see Bijan's cooking, listen, don't take the ball out of that. Don't take away the best part of your offense at that moment. Because listen, there are moments where Kirk Cousins, I don't know who he was throwing it to. He was trying to throw it back to Atlanta for some reason. I don't know where he was throwing the ball to at sometimes. And then, understand the element about the receivers and in the coverage and all of that. But listen, go to your run game. Let them listen. A good run game sets you up for better situations. Like on 1st and 10, you get about 4 or 5 yards on first down. Then now you're managing. It's a manageable 2nd and 5 or 2nd and 4. So you have to kind of break it down in that way. That's why I believe in running the ball on first down more often than not, because you're setting up your offense, to basically easier situations to get a first down. So all in all, but like I say,
John and Terry were on point. Especially, like I said, I specifically like the fullback element because I remember how good Ovi was for us. I see how Kyle Juszczyk is for the 49ers. Like back in the day, like how Mike Allstott was just that guy. Nobody wanted to tackle that guy.
Oh my God, no,
he was a fullback. He was a fullbacker in linebackers clothing. That's the kind of way he was too.
Yeah.
So,
all right,
back to you in the studio.
Yeah, Ladarius, John, and Terry, this is going to be a clean sweep. You need a fullback. That is a position of need. And it's funny how some people just dismiss it, but you don't have to have every position be a weapon of catching the ball. You need sometimes someone to be the road grader. Now, when I would do the mock drafts, I would mock draft, what was it? The big guy from Pittsburgh, Washington, to come here. And the reason why, big guy, he's the size of a lineman, but if you put him in the backfield or have him rolling with the running back, that's where I was looking at. And yeah, you might turn him into a pseudo fullback, but guess what? That's a weapon for you. And it's almost like I hate some of these offensive coordinators because they want to be so cute, but forget you need to have your foundational pieces. So I'm with you guys. This one is kind of like a slam dunk. Even Christie's Lewis said, I heard that yesterday too. By the way, I also heard about it's hard not to talk about the receivers being mugged, but that's how New Orleans has always played us. And that's, again, I'm going, where was the preparation? Where was plays to rub guys off to, be able to knock guys off of our guy so they had a free release? Mm-hmm. Or where was the beaters? The guys that were going to, make you, pay for doubling up, Okay. And then, sorry, I'm just catching up on the private stuff that just popped up. All right. And then, T-Will, if you do have to go, don't worry. You don't have to stay. I appreciate it. We thank you so much. We'll see you Friday. Y'all check out T-Will at plug your stuff, T-Will, before you leave.
Yes, sir. Please like, share, and subscribe. I can be seen at 4My ATL Sports 1. Again, the number 4My ATL Sports 1 on YouTube. That's my channel. We air our shows Friday, 7 p.m., Sunday, typically after the game around 5 p.m., and Monday mornings with this crew on the Morning Crew Show. Also, I'm on One Time for the Fan, Wednesdays at 9 p.m. and Friday mornings at 9 a.m. Guys, be good. Enjoyed it as always.
Yes.
See Hub and Darius. I'll see you guys on Friday. Mr. John, enjoyed it, sir. You guys be great. Have a good one.
Yes, sir.
May have to have John as a special judge for our court hearing. If just in case. We gotta talk to you, John, about that.
Special judge for what?
It's a series that we like to do called grilling Jimmy Lake. So we'll talk more about it. I'll say this: coup is Ray Finkel.
Laces out.
All right, guys. Since it's just us three, let's talk about it. And I mean, I'm seeing people in the chat, so I just wanted to say thank y'all for being here. And I love that. So wanted to ask and I've heard it on people. I mean, let's have John be the judge. I mean, John, if you're available Friday, we maybe need you to be the judge for the hearing on Jimmy Lake. You may have to, tell Jimmy Lake what his faith is. So that's the thing. I mean, I hope you don't mind doing that, John.
Well, if I'm available, Friday is going to be kind of touch and go for me, man. Boy.
No, I hear you.
Yeah, Friday's just because, like I told you about today was touch and go. Man, I just pulled in the quick trip and I said, doggone it, I'm going to get on C-Dub show and let the chips fall where they may everywhere.
Well, I appreciate it.
Darn it.
Well, all right, real quick, I'm going to throw it out there because I heard this on a couple of radio stations, saw it online. 2016, the magical year. The year where pigs flew and Matt Ryan was the MVP. Yes, I had to say it like that. I don't care. Here's the deal. So they're saying that Super Bowl year, this year is identical to this year. Now, I talked to Ron about it earlier, and Ron said, hell no, we're missing 2 people. And which I was surprised he just said 2. But again, this is where you guys are here. I'm going to ask y'all to comment. We'll start with John, then Ladarius, and then me. Go ahead, John. What do you say to that?
I would say no. 2016, that particular year, you didn't know what was happening until you turned around and looked back at it. You know, you didn't really know what was going on until you turned around and looked back at it. And right now, we're not at that point. We're not at that point yet. Plus the fact the offensive coordinator that I have here now is in no way reminiscent of the one that I had in 2016. No way. This man is learning on the job. And whenever you learn on the job, that's a recipe for disaster, as far as I'm concerned. Because of the fact that you hadn't been through the wars, you hadn't had any disappointments in your job. Okay. You might have had disappointments in other jobs where someone else is in charge of everything, but it's nothing like suffering a disappointment when you were in charge and you could have done this and you could have done that. Suffering the ridicule, acrimony, and everything from everybody who felt that you could have done a little bit something different while you were in the actual seat. Now, 2016, now, you know, there are going to be some things that's going to remind you of 2016 or whatever. But one thing that we did not do in 2016, when we went on our run during that year, we did not lose games like we just lost. We did not lose those games because the offense was so much on point that it didn't matter what the defense did. The offense was going to score enough points to where they were going to make it where the other team was going to have to catch up. So, 2016 is going to be one of those years where, we're going to look back and go, what might have been. And, if you keep thinking about it, you're going to get mad. That's what's going to happen.
We don't. No, hold on. I did not bring anything up about the end part. I just was saying how people were bringing. But yes, I so with you on that last part. That statement.
Oh yeah, I know everybody's going to bring it up because see, the thing is that Kirk Cousins and see, this is the thing. Kirk Cousins is a surgeon as far as his passes, as far as him being accurate and ball placement. Kirk Cousins has really good ball placement. That will lull you into a false sense of security about who you are as a quarterback, because you'll start thinking, oh, I can just put this here, put this there. And a good defensive back, cornerback, safety will bait you into making a throw that you don't have any business making. Like and one of my pet peeves for quarterbacks is staring at your targets. That's my pet peeve, staring. And Kirk does that. There are times that he will look a safety off or look a person off, but then, gentlemen, with 5 seconds to throw, there is no excuse for you missing a wide open receiver.
No.
Not with 5 seconds to throw. And during that last sequence, matter of fact, when we looked at the film yesterday, the pass that London dropped
Yeah.
was the same pass he got picked off on. It
Yeah.
was an end. Both of them were ends from the right side. All right. But that particular one, um, what's his name? Matthew didn't bite on it because
Yeah.
that first one, the way that Kirk Cousins was staring at that spot where he was getting ready to throw the ball, Matthew bit on it hard, came up, intercepted it. There was no way that London was going to get that ball. There was no way that at the time that he threw it, that Kirk Cousins could take enough off of the ball where London could have adjusted to it. He had to fire it in there. And if you look the man off and then you turn and fire it there, you catch the defender flat-footed. But that particular time, hey, he stared there, he threw there. And that was all she wrote.
Oh yeah. All right, Ladarius, what say you, my man?
I know it's always great to follow John. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do my best.
Got it.
So, something that I found interesting is after the first 10 games of the season, which we are at now. I want you. We're 6-4. So I want you guys to guess what our record was after 10 games in that 2016 season.
Oh, I saw that last night. What were we?
Was it 7-5 or 6-5?
We were 6-4.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we are.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. We finished the season. Yeah, we finished the season 11-5 that season, but we were 6-4 after those first 10 games. Now, I'm not saying I lean toward John and saying I don't see where people are getting the comparison from, but I don't see it because look, and simply because I just look at the coordinators and I go, like, listen, Zach Robinson ain't no Kyle Shanahan. That's number one. And respectfully to Kirk Cousins, listen, Matt Ryan had an MVP year. Kirk Cousins, he's not having a terrible season, but not an MVP type. So, but I understand the comparisons, but I simply don't see it because when I look at this team, it just feels like games where, as great as as good as their offense can be, there are still questionable. We'll just say questionable decisions in play calling. And when we look at this defense, I could argue that a similar case can be made from the defensive side, where we're still there. That the talent's there, but something's missing. So I don't necessarily see the comparisons. Don't get me wrong. I understand why people are making the comparisons, but I just feel that this team was not the way that team was in 2016. That 2016 team, I don't want to use the word Cinderella story. I want to use bring in boxing, Cinderella story, Cinderella, and anything like that. But that team felt very different. I got a way different vibe from that 2016 team. I'm getting somewhat of a huge different vibe from this 2024 team. So like Christie's put it up here, like the number of games that we won week by week are similar, but by this week, but we did beat So that's why I say the similarities are there from a record standpoint, but I'm just not getting the vibe. I guess because listen, record-wise at the 10 games, we were at the exact same juncture as a football team back in 2016 at 6-4 that we are now. But the NFL, I don't want to sound like Captain Obvious, but the NFL was a lot different back in 2016. So compared to the challenge, it's just different. So could we go on a certain run? Sure. Listen. I don't put nothing past no team, but to me personally, like I said, it's just a vibe thing with me, and like I said, the coordinators and the roster just feels different in that regard. So,
All right, I love you guys because we're all sometimes just we can really come up with our thoughts in our heads, and we see it. That 16 team was more consistent with play action, and the unit worked better together.
Yeah.
Agreed. Christy, if you would like, you can come on the show. I just put the StreamYard link in because we're going to talk about this and also the Broncos game, as well as the challenges we're about to encounter because we're injured. If you haven't seen our lineup, if you haven't seen the injury report, it's long. All right. And, but I want to get back to this. The number of games we won, but by week are similar, but by this week, nah. But we beat the Aints 40-32, but I think we lost the second game to them in 16. I want to say that was the Buccaneers that we lost that game to. And that was the first game I want to say of the season. And then we went on the run also. So, or we did a pretty good job on that. But yeah, I just, for some reason, I want to say that. All right. So let me bring this up. So the 16 argument, I don't see it as in, you could tell me record-wise, okay, but I'm looking at I'm with John. I look at the coordinators. They're not the same. I look at the head coach, not the same. And look, I think Ross still needs to learn. And not only that, the GM, not the same. And I'm bringing this up because we got a heck of a lot of injuries. Look, this story has not been written or it hasn't been finished yet. I think this story is going to be interesting to see because eventually Kurt does have to take this team on his back and carry it to the promised land if we're going to get there. But it's got to be the run game, though. That's going to help him, too. It can't just be Kurt. That's what I'm saying. That's what C Double's saying. As you saw with the roster or the injury reports, everything's been leaking. I know Raheem brought up a lot of the players are hurt. And Troy Anderson is out or probably will be out because he re-injured the knee. I'm trying to think. Taquan Graham is out, and I think the Jimmy Wilson or the guy that's been playing on the line, he got hurt. So we've got a lot of injuries. The linebacker core has taken a lot of blows. Nate Landman is probably on his third leg or fifth leg because he's still looking bad. And Ellis looks inconsistent at best. Look, there's nobody on the trade deadline because that's come and went. We're not going to talk about that. But this, to me, is the time to see how good these coaches are. Can they get the most out of these guys? But what are y'all's thoughts on this? John, are you there or are you driving? What's up?
No, I'm here.
All right, cool. I'm going to let you go and then go from there.
Well, there's no doubt. It's got to be next man up. And hopefully that next man can hold the fort down until, the injured people can come back. But I'm putting a lot of pressure on the scoring unit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting a lot of pressure on the scoring unit. Kirk Cousins, offensive coordinator, everybody. Because you're going to have to score some points. 16 points, 17 points is not enough, not for this offense. And if I'm not mistaken, we were here around about week 1, 2, 3, possibly week 4, saying the same thing. Okay, you paid $180 million for a quarterback and jump-started a succession plan, grab wide receivers, and ironically, Younghoe Koo is the person that won the games for you.
Yeah.
So, and that's one of the reasons I really can't jump on Younghoe Koo with both feet. Now, true, he has a job he has to do. However, it's a concession job. If you can't get a touchdown, get a field goal. All right. Oh, we'll settle for that. And defense goes off the field saying, "Yeah, we stopped them. We stopped them. We held them off." But I don't like to live like that. I'm just gonna tell you, I just don't like to live like that.
El Coryell, let's bomb them out.
Yeah. I don't like to live like that, and you shouldn't. And I'm looking at how the plays were left on the field, how the points were left on the field, and you just shake your head, man. How in the world did this happen? How in the world did that happen? Plus the fact, a lot of these penalties and mistakes that we made because of the fumble, that the ball skeeted back, at least 20-something yards before the Falcon lineman fell on it. That was a drive killer.
Yeah.
That was a drive killer.
Yes.
You got to go make that yardage up before you can even think about converting a third down.
All right. Did we lose John?
I don't know. John?
John? All right. His box got smaller. That's all right.
Okay.
We lost John. Damn it. John, come back. No, John, how do you lose John? I just hope he's not talking to the phone and looking all around and then looks out. Fuck!
And back in my day. Oh, wait, what? Oh, no.
All right. Ladarius, go for it, brother.
Well, I don't know how I'm going to top John, but.
He's back. We got him
back. Okay, bring him back.
Got him back. John, we were.
Man, I've got to find that setting on the phone that blocks phone calls, because these Medicare phone callers, man, they're trying to get me to sign up for Part C, D, E, F, and G. Hey, man, look, I'm straight. That's what it is. They'll call and knock me off StreamYard, because see, I usually do it on my other phone, but I got my main phone with me today. But
okay.
But
all right, so I'm going to go to Ladarius then. What's your thoughts on this about the roster and
no, I wanted to see was John done with his point, because I didn't want to take away from John.
Well, hopefully I answered the question.
Yeah, he did. It's just at one point you were talking and you went black, and we were like,
yeah. So I wanted to make sure you answered because you were talking, and so I wanted to make sure that it pulled the Sopranos and went black, and then we didn't know what happened. So we didn't know what happened.
I didn't hear Journey playing in the background, so we were good there.
Don't stop! Oh crap!
Yeah. Sometimes it ends like that, gentlemen.
Well, John, let's hope it doesn't end like that. All right.
Hey, you can't even get the band together. Oh, he's gone.
We got 2 of the 3 band members. All right, that's good enough.
We'll have a picture of him, a still frame. All right, go for it, Ladarius.
My whole thing is this. My first thing is that, listen, push come to shove, like to John's point, listen, we got to don't settle for 3s and let's go for 6s. Because we're in a situation where, like, look, when I look at Denver, and then I brought up some stats, as I always try to do. And I look at these stats, and it's DVOA, which is defense adjusted value over average.
All right.
So when we look at the Falcons entering this game, they have a 13.1 DVOA on offense, which is 8th best in the league. So which means that 13.1% than the average team. So that's where we're 13.1% better than the average offensive team in the league. Defense, we fall into 5.9 DVOA, which is 24th. So basically for defense, the more negative the number, the better. For defense. So, and that comes important when I talk about Denver. Where Denver, their defense, listen, they have a negative 12.4% DVOA. That's the 6th best mark in the league. Defense, offense, they're 24th at negative 7.4 DVOA. My whole point is this. To me, the matchup is simply this. It's our offense having to try to do something against their defense. And listen, like John alluded to, when you play in that Rocky Mountain air, it's a different beast. It's a whole different beast. So how you go about scoring matters, because it's not like they're above sea level. Listen, I'm not trying to be Bill Nye the Science Guy here, but it's totally different. I think like John alluded to earlier on in the show, it's just different. Like we seen, like I think when Pittsburgh played up there, like when Ryan Clark, he couldn't play games that he was so when he was playing because the air is just different.
Yeah, and Tomlin actually had to bench him because of that.
Yeah, and so when I look at this matchup, listen, this is a situation where look, it's easy to say, oh yeah, we need to bounce back. Yeah, that it's obvious. What we need is simply, but this is a situation where, listen, Zach Robinson, listen, it's play calling. You gotta, listen. Yeah, the scoreboard tells you one thing, but the eyes tell me another. Listen, just listen. Yeah, we threw it 38 times and ran it 32. Here's the problem. There has to be, listen, a little bit more balance than that. We're facing this Denver defense is very, very good.
Fifth on total yards.
Yeah, they're very good. They're a very good defense. So we just can't walk up in there and think that our offense, which is pretty good, can do. Listen, if you're Kurt, you gotta cut down on stuff. Listen, I love Kirko. I love him, but listen, some of that stuff you can't be like John said. Listen, they teach you that the minute you put on helmets and pads, if you're a quarterback, you do not stare down someone. That's 101. Like if there was like a quarterback for dummies, that's like on page 1. Don't stare down the receiver, because if you're staring, guess who's also staring? That corner or that safety or that linebacker is also staring at your. He's watching your eyes. So if you can't be deceptive, like, oh great, where's the ball going to? Well, we all know where it's going. Yeah, like Christy's point, it's hard to get used to breathing at that altitude. Yeah, and that's why I say playing in Denver is just totally different. It's why you see sometimes the games up there look different. It's because the altitude plays a factor. Yeah, so thank you for that, Christy. Appreciate that. Yeah. And to kind of put a button on it, simply put, it's just a situation where, listen, we need Zach Robinson to step up the play calling, and listen, that defense, we can't give up big plays. Beat like how we did to MVS. Listen, they got Cortland Sutton. Listen, I'm looking to see how can they contain Cortland Sutton. That to me is very important to me, because if we can contain him enough, we got a shot. If he has a similar game to kind of like how MVS had this previous week, listen, we're cooked. Like we're absolutely cooked. So at the end of the day, I just need to see better play calling all the way around, and I just need to see this offense. Because listen, it's easy to offense versus defensive map, but the numbers are telling me these are two. Atlanta's top 10 DVOA in offense, Denver's top 10 DVOA in defense. So what is this telling me? Listen, we got to go in there. We can't necessarily. We may not be able to settle for 3. We may have to go for 6, or get close enough to make Koo feel comfortable. Because listen, it might be a mental thing. Because listen, the game is just as physical as it is mental, and vice versa. So like I said, my overall key is, listen, we can't settle for 3 if we can go for 6. That's the message.
Yeah. I got to say this. The Broncos is a top 10 defense against the run and the pass.
Yep.
So their weakness, it's 10 like they're running against the running game.
Yeah, not to cut you off, but look how they played Kansas City.
Oh, God, yes. They should have won that game.
Yeah.
No doubt. But there are times you Pat just looks at that ref just right. I mean, you block a field goal, or your right tackle just escape early, like somebody does quite frequently. But anyway, we're not going to point any fingers. Taylor. Anyway, from Michigan. I guess that's what Jim Harbaugh taught you. Anyway, I guess if you do it all the time, they can't flag it all the time. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry.
I take it you're not a Michigan fan. I take it.
Screw Michigan. So glad their year sucks.
Yeah,
so
they've been screwing themselves. So
yeah, exactly. They didn't need Harbaugh's help, even though Harbaugh just left conveniently. But anyway, yeah, it does. And he's on a good team too. So, but yeah, we're going to see them after this game. Well, we got the bye coming up.
The bye, and then, yeah.
This game is important. We got to win it because you don't, John. What do you say? You don't want this stink lingering around. When someone farts in an elevator, everyone gets it. Well, guess what? You don't want that stink to linger. So you got to get some air freshener and clean that mess. All right. We cannot go in and lose 2 in a row. Don't turn the Saints loss into 2 losses. It's been my theme. All right. This game, you got to treat Bo Nix like he's Patrick Mahomes. You got to go after him. You got to make him uncomfortable. You got to. Defense cannot be playing back anymore. They got to do some kind of attack. They have to do something where you are, dictating pace. With that being said, the running game, and then not just that, then that second half, you need to grind them with the running game and stay loyal to it. Don't cheat. Don't try to get Kurt to have those big, long passes. Because, look, I love scoring quickly, but if you go on methodical drives, keep them on the sideline, get quicker to 0-0, you win, especially if you score. Now, this will not be a blowout, even though I would love it to be. But I haven't seen anything in my defense that's going to say we need to make a stop. And I haven't seen anything in my offense that says we just come out blow doors. Because we tend to just kind of go, okay, what are you going to do to us? Okay, now we counterpunch. Where 2016, I'm going to say this part, they would dictate to you. It wouldn't be it. But what was it, John? If they punted their first possession, they were buried because that second possession we're scoring. That usually is what happened at that 2016 year. And it was 7. We weren't going for 3s. All right. So, Matt Ryan didn't believe in shooting 3-pointers. Well, wait a minute. There's a Matt Ryan in the NBA. I better be careful about that. So, honorary Matt Ryan. I'll never forget I saw that. So, my thing is this. We're going into Denver. We know what the defense is. We know what the Broncos are bringing to offense. We're going to see a lot of run game. This is Sean Payton's offense. They got Bo Nix. Look, it looks like that cap hell that they're in. Don't phase them because they're getting the most out of everybody. Which, hey, John, isn't it something? You have a veteran coach, and if you let him coach, you get the most out of your players?
Yeah, man, it's going to be like we are playing New Orleans twice.
Yeah, and then you know who we got after that, after the bye, is Jim Harbaugh and his crew. So I'm going to throw it. This is like our last subject we're going to talk about, Denver. What do we have to do to get the dub, but also what is your instincts telling you about this game? What do you feel? I'm going to start with you, John, since Ladarius stepped out real quick.
My instincts tell me that, it's just like any other week. I can't relax. I don't have any faith. I don't have any expectations to win or lose. It's a situation where if we play well, we can win. If we don't, and we play like we get wins just by rolling the football out on the field, we're going to lose. Because, we have the capability of winning any game we play in. We've demonstrated that.
Mm-hmm.
Demonstrated that. That's the thing that's frustrating about this situation 2 of these 3 losses, or 2 of these 4 losses, we shouldn't have lost.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have. There's no way around it. There's no doubt about it. We shouldn't have lost 2 of these games. It's the we came out flat. We weren't ready. We got outplayed. I'm telling you, man, it's so frustrating to hear that it's just ridiculous. Now, I know it happened. I saw it happen.
Mm-hmm.
But for you to say it, I don't like folks to even say that.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Like coaches to even say that.
I'm with you. All right, Ladarius, you with us? Let's see if he's there. There
Yeah, I'm
he is.
here. Yeah, I'm here.
Say his name and oh, sorry. That'll be tomorrow's show. Ladarius, what's your instincts with the Denver game, the Falcons, Denver? It's going to be 4:05, by the way, people. So it will not be a 1:00 start time, just so you all know. So what's your thoughts on the game?
Listen, I expect this game. I don't necessarily expect it to be high scoring. It simply just boils down to this. And I think I alluded to earlier. Listen, it just boils down to play calling, because listen, when you look on the other side of the field, and we look at a guy who's quite the familiar face to Falcons fans in Sean Payton, and he's got a guy who's, listen, if you didn't believe that Sean Payton was a quarterback guy, look at Bo Nix and look at the progression Bo Nix has made this season in terms of leading this football team. Listen, I just believe that, listen, the best way to go, we have to go after Bo Nix. We have to be, and more specifically, we have to lock down Cortland Sutton. We have to lock down their wide receiver 1. Listen, their running game, it's there between McLaughlin and Javonte Williams. I'm not going to sit there and say it's non-existent. It's there.
Mm-hmm.
But the key is simply this. This is the time for our defense. Listen, we have to show some level of – oh, John, I think he went off, I think.
Yeah. If he comes back, we get him.
But to me, it just comes down to we have to find a way to contain Bo Nix, contain Cortland Sutton, and we have to make Bo Nix feel uncomfortable to some capacity. Not necessarily mean we have to, because listen, sacks have been super hard to come by. I mean, generate enough there's like quarterback hurries, get in his face at least, a quarterback knockdown, knock down the ball, make him feel uncomfortable, because if you let Bo sit in that pocket, he's gonna find someone. And for our offense, listen, we have to kind of dictate how this game's going to go, because listen, the Saints game felt more like we should have ran it a little bit more. That was the vibe they were giving us based on the number that we saw from Bijan. Listen, looking at their defense, they got Patrick Surtain Jr. So look, I'm not saying, listen, this is the perfect opportunity to run the football, because like Christy alluded to, and I alluded to, and others alluded to, listen, at altitude, listen, we have to alternate Bijan and Tyler in and out of the game. And when she talked, so if we do decide to run the ball a little bit more, we may have to alternate, because listen, that air affects everybody. It's no one's immune to it. So So if we can just find that balance, and if we have to run a little bit more, that's fine. I would rather run a little bit more and let Kurt make the big play off the run, because the run's supposed. Listen, how do we get better? Listen. It's always worked in this capacity where, listen, a good run game can lead to an equally great passing game. Play action, because we're drawing in those linebackers. We're drawing them in. And then all of a sudden, somebody's got to be open. Like a Kyle Pitts could be open. Maybe, that match between Drake and Patrick Surtain is going to be one to watch. Is it going to be Ray McLeod? Is it going to be Darnell Mooney? There's weapons on this team. It's just that you can't force feed it, because if defenses know you're passing the ball and you're force feeding it, they're going to drop back and play zone. There's no need to play man, because there's no need to go one-on-one. Just we can just play zone and a lot of cover 3, cover 4 situations.
Yeah.
So, like I say, but overall the key is simply this: we, in this particular game, if we can run the football, like I said, we may have to alternate Bijan and Algier out, because like I said, at altitude, That's the key. How will our run game look against their defense? And like you alluded to, listen, they're very good on both. They're very good at shutting down both. So
Yeah.
you have to pick one to attack. And I say, if anything, I say, listen, what are we good at? We can run the football because listen, we've seen Kurt throwing the ball. He targets one dude. He just looks at him, and it leads to turnovers. You run the football. You got Bijan. You got Tyler Algier. I would like them to use like a fullback, like maybe use like Charlie Warmer or somebody as a fullback, something. Let's run the football and let's push it down the throats. Because listen, we have to. Our identity is listen. While we can throw the ball, let's show teams around the league that we can also run it. So now teams don't know what to plan for moving forward.
Oh yeah. All right. So here's something I'm going to say. So Kirk Cousins, 23 of 38. You could have dropped about 10. Feasibly, you could have cut about 10 of those attempts. And the reason I say that, because 5 of those went to Mooney. You had, 4. And when I say these numbers, folks, it's minus their receptions. You have your targets and minus the receptions. All right. So that's where I'm getting these numbers from. So with that being said, Kurt, I think this has to be done. In this game, you have to be careful. All right. But you have to be careful as in you need to see who gets going first. How do they respond to the run game? How do they respond to the passing? Who's getting open? Who's the guy that is having a hard time covering? Who's the hard time? What is going to be? That's what you need to adapt. All right. Last week, we just said the Falcons, you should have just kept running Bijan and even Algier. I will say both because rushing-wise, Algier had 11 carries, 59 yards. By the way, what's good, Ryan? And what's good? Keely, want to just say, yeah, it should be a run for I think I would. That's basically what we've been saying, y'all. And what's up, Ryan, from the Bird Cage? And look, here's what we're going to say because we're about to wrap up here. But I will say this with the Falcons. We have to come up with an attitude. All right? We need to stop coming in flat. We need to stop thinking we got this. No, don't come in there, ha-ha, kiki, and, high-fiving everybody thinking everything's all good. Stop playing everything's awesome because it's not. This has not been decided. Your slackness cost you an ability to put away your division. So now you got to earn it. And now, here's the thing. You losing, you now have given hope to Arizona to sneak by you past number 3. Or the 49ers, because they're not out of it. Or, even the Rams, even though I think they lost last night, but they still are in it because they ain't that far. Look, everyone in the West is in it because they're that damn close. And that's going to be a damn good race at the end, by the way. So I will say this. The Lions, you're going to need a dump truck to beat that team because man threw 5 interceptions and they still won.
3 times in NFL history that's ever happened. Matt Ryan did it. Matt Ryan did it back in 2012, I believe.
I remember that game.
And we all do. We all do.
I was losing my ever-loving mind.
And then Matthew Stafford did it, ironically enough, for the Lions. So
well, you know what? They had experience, apparently.
So, hey, how do we 5 turnovers? Say less. Say less.
That crazy coach just probably was like, back in my day, I played with a man that threw 5 interceptions, and we still won, boys. And they were like, okay, he's kind of crazy. Let's go. Ra's like, hey, guys, we got this. Okay, yeah, coach. Wait a minute, coach, we lost. It's all good. We got this. It's like,
is coach on Iowa? Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, exactly. What's been he doing? But look, I just need Zach Robinson to not fall in love with the pass. Use it, but remember, the NFL's now realizing, and it's coming to fruition, Bijan is a bad man. Yeah. That rookie year, you could tell he didn't want to step on people's toes. Now he's crushing people's toes because he don't care anymore. He's seen, okay, I don't know about you, Ladarius. I know when I watch, it's almost as if he just sees all the field.
Yeah,
And it's just, and everything slows down, almost like the squirrel in Off the Hedges, where he's walking through everything, and it's like everything's slow motion. That's what I see with Bijan when he's running now.
It's like QB vision for a running back. He sees where the linebackers are. He knows where everything is on the field and adjusts like that. Basically is like a quarterback. He's like a quarterback, but in a running back position. That vision is which is why he was worth of that top 10 pick. It's the vision.
Yeah, yeah. It's something that it's like I've seen it on a few people, and it's like I don't want to put it on them because I'm going, got to show me more. But dude, it's like now every time he's at a point when he breaks, you're just going, he's about to break one off.
Yeah,
he's about to break one off. Dude, Bijan, just keep doing you, man. You have been amazing. I mean, I had to come around. I was all about you got to get Jalen Carter. You got to get Jalen Carter. But dang, man, Bijan is just he's been amazing. I mean, I can't lie, man. I mean, and it's funny. He's when he's gone against the Saints, he's ripped them quite a couple of times now. But that run was just amazing. But get back on point is you got to make sure if it's Bijan, if it's Algier, look, and also pay attention to the altitude. Do not think it's something other than that. That is legit. Do not try to make these guys go so damn much that you're going to cost yourselves the next 4 weeks. Let's get out of this game healthy, please, because then we have a bye week, and then hopefully we can figure out this injury stuff because, Lord Jesus, these injuries, they ain't going away anytime soon. The injury report, I'm sorry, that still made me go, wow. What also makes me go, wow, is wrestling. So me and Ladarius and Jerry will be on tomorrow at 5:30. We're going to discuss the disaster that happened in AEW because I'm sorry, folks, when NXT and Little Guido beat you in the ratings, we need to have a conversation. And by the way, the Little Guido match, watch out. AEW might sign him and put him as the AEW champion. That's how bad it was.
I'm the champion. Yeah. Oh, no.
Jesus. Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Hey, I have to. I did it on a post. I know it was cheap, but I had to do it. I said, wow, Little Guido's in that Adam Cole shape. I mean, he is.
I got an idea.
I felt bad. Look, I love Adam Cole, but that's not Adam Cole. Adam Cole hasn't been that Adam Cole. So anyway, we will talk wrestling tomorrow. Got to talk about that. That's big news. And then, so WWE Raw, we will discuss it as well as SmackDown, but I got to address this before we go off air. So fans are kind of aggravated or mad because Raw taped after their last night's show. Yes, with their spoilers, we'll try not to bring those up. Probably we'll end up bringing them up because I won't shut up and I'll be aggravated about this. But please, number one, remember this. Vince McMahon's not in charge anymore. I say that because of this reason. Triple H, they're recording these shows so that the talent can have time with their families during the holidays. So before you start going ballistic on them about the tape shows and this, they're doing it for the talent and the families. So I am not going to be mad about it. I'll watch, and I will be like, even though it's taped, I'll still be okay with it because you're doing it for the families. And we'll also talk about the WWE ID. I know me and Ladarius have talked about it a couple of times together. I know we haven't really gotten Jerry's idea yet of it. So especially now that we're seeing, especially now that we're actually seeing talent.
Yeah, let's get Jerry on there. Who do we need to talk to?
And look, not just that. I got to try to see if I can reach out to a guy I know. We're not like super besties, but it was just because we got to do a couple of shows together. But Sean Legacy, congratulations, my man. He's one of the people that are got in this program. So hopefully I could try to message him and see where he's at, because lately he's been overseas. So I knew he came back, but I didn't know where he was. So, but I'm happy for him. I mean, look, indie wrestling, anytime these guys can get a chance to get in their foot in the door, I'm all about it, man. I really am. And trying to think, we'll talk WWE, we'll talk War Games, because we got War Games. Is it really War Games if William Regal doesn't say it?
Look, I mean,
Adam Pearce said it.
Adam
did a
Pearce
good
did
job
it. Like,
saying
Adam,
it. Yeah,
he saw some tape and was like, "This is what I need to do." All right, I'm enough of this.
Yeah,
you, all of you, War Game. I'm like, yeah.
Dude, he was so mad too. I loved it. It was like, he took the glasses off and everything, about ripped the tie off. I was like, yeah.
As soon as I wore glasses, I'm like, oh no, Adam, hey, keep them glasses in your hand. Listen, glasses.
Man, when he took the glasses, he even did the movie star look where he just took.
Like, does he know what camera's looking at? Oh, he's a professional. He knows what.
Yeah, he's professional. He knows.
He's a professional.
We all know where the hard cam is, except for AEW.
Now let me tell you what we're gonna do. Oh.
I'm going to call you. Oh, wait, what? Oh, let me tell you, I love my family. Oh, why does this keep moving?
Folks, we have a great show for you.
And this is where the best wrestle.
Don't let anybody tell you differently. This is where the big boys play. Oh, no, that's the wrong. Oh, crap. No.
We'll also talk about Kevin. We'll talk. We're going to have some fun. I think SmackDown and Raw was just some really good shows. Wasn't like the best, but it was good because you got to see a lot of different character development going on. Mm-hmm. So we'll talk about that. And guys, I can't say it even more, but I got to give a shout out to my buddy here, Ladarius. He posted on, I want to say it was Instagram, but also on Threads, your article about the U.S. title. But I just want to say great work. I enjoyed it. I can't wait to talk about it tomorrow when we talk about the show. But again, I appreciate your work. I appreciate watching your videos on TikTok. Yeah, I'm kind of plugging your stuff before you, but still, I'm just saying.
Keep going. Checks in the mail. Keep it going.
Look, check him out, guys. He puts the stuff out there. He's very good at what he does. He does a lot of good research, and the work he does for Beyond Women's Sports is amazing. So I appreciate you so much for being a part of the show and just being one of my good friends, and us talking about wrestling and sports. So it's nice. Hey. And folks, if y'all didn't think we're really not friends, look, he's a Gator. I'm a Georgia Bulldog fan, and I still called him and told him, man, my quarterback sucks. So, see, that shows you the kind of friendship we got.
Look, and we lost some viewers after that.
Nope, we got them gained now. You got to remember, no one likes Napoleon Dynamite anymore. After him smiling on the sidelines. Yeah, I got my Lambo. I got my millions. Oh, yeah. Don't look at me, Coach. Look at the guy celebrating with his friends, not me.
Wait, is that? Wait, a minute, folks. Wait a minute. By God, that's Matthew Stafford. And that's Andy Murray. Wait a minute. They're dragging Carson back off the field.
No, the man that needs to come back for his 8th year of senior is Stetson Bennett. He needs to come out with beer. He needs to walk out like Stone Cold, have the music.
Don't you have a game? Listen, don't worry about that. Wait a minute, it's Stetson Bennett the 4th, and
he just got out of AA.
Hey, Carson, can we talk to you? Hey, sure, guys. What's up? Hey, what's that over there? Do it, Stetson.
Or thinking they could catch up in the 4th. Yes, I agree, Christy. Yeah. And I want to thank Christy, Keely, Ryan. Terry, we had John Brooks.
We don't have to thank Terry. We don't have to thank him.
We got to thank Ladarius Brown, April Thomas, John Brooks, Big Low Country, that awesome guy C-Double for comments on the show. Want to thank all y'all. I know I just had to pop
Terry Wilson guy. Block him.
Honestly, that Terry Wilson guy, I think he likes Jimmy Lake too much. We got to have a talk about him. So, but anyway, folks, so I'm about to turn this over to Ladarius. He's going to give you how to find him, and make sure you all definitely hook him up, like his stuff, and let's support our guys that are on our shows so they know that, hey, we got their back. So go ahead, Ladarius.
I'm trying to put my mic. I apologize. You can follow me on, you can see there, Twitter or X, TikTok at Ladarius_Brown, Instagram it's Ladarius_Brown. You can find me, writer and editor for the amazing group that we all have at Beyond Women's Sports, all the amazing work we do there. Like C-Dub alluded to, the NFL preview videos. It might be a busy week for me. I saw the slate of games and I'm like, so there's a good chance there might be 5 videos coming out over the course of the week, over the course of the weekend, and of course with the first one coming out for Thursday Night Football as with Jaden Daniels and the Commanders travel to Philly to face the Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles, first place in the NFC East on the line in that matchup. So should be a good one there. Always a good time here. All the amazing guests that are here, Christy, that guy named C-Dub, Keely, the Birdcage, John, Ron, that Terry, forget that guy. All around, anybody who came in, chimed in today, much appreciated.
All right. And just again, please hook him up. I mean, for real, Ladarius, you are a very talented dude. I enjoyed your work. And I'm going to tell you, man, I love working with you because you make me laugh and we have a blast. And I know me and you are always cracking up at each other. So, are just having fun with what we talk about. To find me on Twitter, on CAWTN, I've been posting more. I've been getting better about it. And then it's called X, but let's be honest, everyone calls it Twitter. Just to tick off a guy who's musky. All right. And then on YouTube, beautiful YouTube, the great channel. If it wasn't for YouTube, a lot of us wouldn't have anything to watch or listen to music-wise or cartoons, because there's some good cartoons out there on, especially if you watch the basketball thing with, I got to remember the show. It's like Fast Break or something. I don't know. But anyway, C-Double28 is on YouTube. That's where you can find me. Also, find me on TikTok, C-Double28. I know I'm so original. That's why I did it. And then just know we will be on tomorrow. There will be no drinking Falcon as the screenshot for WWE. But I think y'all will crack up at what I did for the screenshot for tomorrow. It has to involve Cody Rhodes' problem. It doesn't look nothing like Cody Rhodes. It's like I did Cody Rhodes and to give me black hair Cody. I'm like, apparently you haven't updated AI.
Wow.
I'm like, this. I can't say it's Cody Rhodes. All I can say is this is Nightmare Cody Rhodes, not American.
AI, it's smoke and mirrors.
You're only smoking mirrors together. But we'll be talking about it. Like I said, there's a lot going on in wrestling, and some of it's kind of aggravating, but let's just hope that
let's just say AEW. Listen, we're talking to you.
Oh,
You're aggravating us. You let Nunzio, okay? Nunzio. Let me get close to the microphone. You let Nunzio clap your cheeks in the ratings.
No pause.
No pause. No audible. This is the play, Raheem. We're going to run it. That's the way it is. You let Nunzio. Because you said it. Oh, it's going to be FBI. And I said, you know what? C-Dub is right. I just want to see what these guys look like. Like Nunzio. Like, at first we were like, we got to see how these guys, because you said, dude, you're right. It was FBI. I was like, I know. And then you were like, oh no. And then I caught up and I'm like, oh no. He is shit. Wait, you're giving him a title shot? Oh, okay, fine.
He came out, folks. Look, this is a little preview. Y'all could come to our show. We're going to hash it out tomorrow. But this little kid, this man, looked like an old guy who just came from, not chemotherapy, because I don't want to be rude and be mean, but I'm trying to think. This man he looked like he was working in the yard. He looked like he just did yard work.
Yeah, he's like the dad who just finished raking the leaves and coming in and like, oh, what? Are you a wrestler? Yeah, I wrestle. No, seriously. No, seriously, what do you do? Don't you work at the hardware store? Aren't you the science teacher?
Dude,
you
made my sandwich just the other day.
And by the way, more lettuce, my guy. More lettuce.
I mean, he's the one that you got those guys that make the big subs and everything, and Italian foods. And I'm just going, oh my God. And then you got this big guy in Tony D, and I'm just going, this isn't going to be good. And you let that beat you in the ratings. Just saying. Oh, but don't worry. Like I said, there's a lot to talk about. And I'm going to say this before I get done here. I feel bad for Will Hobbs, and I'll explain tomorrow because we've got a lot to talk about.
If there was a transport port on wrestling, he'd still be in it right now.
Oh, God, yes. I'd be like, Will, come on. I'm saving you. Come with me.
Come on. Hunter, let's get that guy over here. We'll put you in the scene. Maybe Obafemi.
You and Obo are teaming. Ooh.
Kumbaya.
You get Obo doing the swag. He has Hobbs next to him. Oh. By the way, y'all need to see Obafemi. That man's an attraction on his own, man.
And you see Hunter looking like the guy from the A-Team with the. I love it when that plan comes together. And
Sean in the back. Sean's the guy with the hat.
Yeah. I think it's Murdoch.
Because he never takes the hat off.
And then they show like the credit, like the bottom executive producers, Paul Levesque, Shawn Michaels, and
then you also hold on. And then what they should do also, and Shawn Michaels cowboy hat.
I think I'm cute. No, we're not doing that.
No, you don't do that no more. Great show, Christy. Thank you, Christy.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we need to wrap this up.
We can definitely have Christy on. Yeah,
Christy, next time if you're on, you can join the show. Love to have you. Christy actually is part of the AFN network. They do a women's show on YouTube. So, and I believe it's 8:00. So definitely check them out. They have a great content, and like I said, anytime you have women talking sports, it's fun also.
Let me write that down because I'm going to forget. Let's see.
So I want to say it's AFN, and that's their the call letters. So, and then if I find it, I'll send you the link.
Okay, yeah, because
I know I've subscribed to it, so yeah, I'll definitely do that. Because I know how you are and how you are, you definitely enjoy hearing the content. So, and that's good. So, all right, y'all. So that's our thoughts. We want to thank Ron, John Harris, as well as also Terry. We want to thank you too.
No.
Don't we, Ladarius?
No, I'm not doing it on and off camera. I'm telling you no. No kayfabe, pal. No.
No kayfabe.
No kayfabe, pal. No. That man cut me off 3 times. He just needed some water when I happened to be talking. He takes off his hat. We know what's under there, pal. You and Humpty Dumpty. We get it. We know what's there. We know what's there. And
he's still.
Then you turn off your camera like you're insulted that I'm on there. That's 3 times.
Hold on. He was, he's still recovering from Ron calling him Terry Fontenot or, dumb son of.
Look, listen, I'm not saying give Ron a raise, but I'm saying that's something we should consider.
We might have to. Ron deserves it. Ron's a good guy.
Yeah.
So,
Terry, slash that pay in half.
All right, y'all.
No smoke and mirrors.
For Ladarius, for me, C-Double, we want to thank y'all so much again, and we are going to be gone. Peace out, y'all.
Dwayne Wade.
Oh, hold on. Before we hit the end, so it's Dwayne Wade.
Wow.
Oh, Christy, you need to now come on to the wrestling show now. We're going to have you now.
Christy said no smoke and mirrors.